coming for me. I take that 3 mile straight in if I can get it, but I'm okay.
Very important this time though that you're on the true fall line of the hillside. So I would take another 5-6 steps out there.
So I see right here is where it starts to fall.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Good.
Balance.
Very nice balance.
Clear.
See how your body jetted forward on you? Your body jetted forward on you, and in doing so, it yanked the glider forward then back. Watch the nose. Hands are too high. You're steering out of it. Let light touch. Remember, you got a light touch out of your flight. Good. Okay. You're placing it back. I want you to work on fingertips. I don't think your fingertips. You're finally at trim. You are finally at trim. Very good. Now pull in, rotate over. So you're just going too far to the back. Pulled in, rotate over. Got to rotate that wing over more. And now release it to trim. So you're steering it out. I want you to not steer it. We're going to work on that turning, okay? A coordinated turn is pulling in, rolling over, and releasing to trim. You're steering out. I don't want you steering out. I want you slowly releasing. Never go to trim at 50 feet. You always pull in, hold it into ground effect or into your round out. Okay, so you did that again. I really don't like that. I really don't, because that is going to get you hurt. Here is another long story made not so short by Robert Booth. We were at Dunlap one time, and I have a student who's thinking, well, I'm coming up a little bit short, and I don't want to. So he thinks he feels a little bit of a thermal as he's pulling in and coming to the ground. He thinks he feels a little bit of thermal. He's about 40 feet up, so he lets the bar out so he could gain some altitude. He goes through that light thermal. After going up, losing his energy and the thermal passing through, he's about 45 feet in the sky, and he flat falls to the ground from 40 feet high, breaks one arm, dislocates the other. Okay, moral of this story, you should be pulling in all the way to the ground from your 50 feet. We do not let it out. A lack of power in the death zone is going to equal something, which is why we call it the death zone. We do not do that. In fact, that guy wasn't a student anymore. A pilot who had been flying around for some time, he was an ex-student, but all of a sudden starts to explore and starts to think that the rules that I've set forth are not just, these are not my rules, dude. These are Mother Nature's rules, okay? And if we can't tempt Mother Nature with these rules, okay? Don't do it. Stay on it. You want to do your up-down stuff, I'd rather we get way up higher in the sky, and that way you are away from any terrain, because even 400, 500, 600 feet is too low to the ground to pull any sort of stall. And I know you didn't stall it there, but you were pulled in, you let it out abruptly, and you got high, and you got light on your wing loading, and then all of a sudden the glider wanted to dip again. It's putting you in a bad situation, dude. I don't want you to see you get hurt. I'm sorry. Okay? So just keep it pulled in. From your final 100 feet, best glide, plus half the estimated wind speed, all the way to the ground till you round out, and then bleed off all your power. Okay? Your turns, pull in, roll over, release to trim. You're steering out of your turns. I want you to stop steering out of your turns, because you're not seeing how much power you built and how your power is developing and what your power is letting you do. So we pull in to build power. We roll to a desired bank angle, and then we see what happens as we release it to trim. Releasing to trim means you go from having pressure to no pressure again. You're taking your hands off of the glider in your bank angle. You've pulled in, rolled over, slowly released to trim means your hands have come off, and you see what the glider does and where it levels off at. Okay? You don't have to steer it out of a turn. Okay.